Since we're done with this pavement on this side, we now need to start looking at this side over here, and we're going to start with the building once again. The building, most of the time, always, you want to try to be above existing ground. That's not always the case, but in this case, we should be able to. So, same technique like we did over here. We're going to put in the spot elevations. The spot elevations, I can simply move them if I wanted to, but I'm just going to redraw them just so we can use that step. I'm going to recreate some spot elevations on these four corners to see what the elevations are. You notice that this contour here is a 3806, this is 3805, 3804, so let's see if we can kind of predict what those elevations will be by going to surface, add surface labels, spot elevation. So I'm going to pick spot elevations on these four corners. Your numbers should be exactly like mine because you're following my steps. So we should have all the same elevations. Okay. So we're going to look at the elevations. We want to be a little bit above the highest point. That way we're above existing ground in all situations. Looks like the highest elevation here is 3806.10. So let's go with a 3806.2. So make it a nice even number, a little bit above this existing ground. 3806.20 will be the finished floor of our building. 3806.20. Draw feature lines. Use current layer, 3D feature lines. The elevation that we're going to use is 3806.20. That's the elevation we're going to use to start with. We're hoping that will work with our pavement, that'll work with our sidewalk and everything. Grade of 0. Use whichever option you want to form a flat. This one is found in elevation. That's interesting. A grade of -6. That's not sure why that's happening. That should also be a grade of 0. This endpoint here, 0. And close. Okay. Let me go to 3D and check it. Something seemed a little strange. Not sure what happened. I'm going to select this one again, keeping an eye on that 0 coordinate. 3806.20. Very nice. So I'm not sure exactly what happened, but as long as you get this flat feature line at 3806.20, that's what we want. Just like we did on the last building, we're going to go and start drawing feature lines. We're going to snap to the point, the edge of the building. Right now it's finding a 0. Make sure you snap to the actual elevation of 3806. It's not finding it. There it is, or there it was. We're going to go to this point here, a -2 grade. I'm going to go up to this point with an elevation difference of, a difference. Make sure you click difference, -0.5. I'm going to come across all the way to this point here. The elevation difference should be 0. Don't forget, we need to come across flat because we're going across the building. To this point here, an elevation difference of 0.5. Here to here will be now a grade, since we're on a sidewalk, of 2. And once we come back to this point here on the building, and it finds the 3806.20, it found a grade of 0. Perfect. But calculated it correctly. Now let's draw our feature line to represent the top of curb. And then on the next video, we'll start drawing the rest of these feature lines to start checking the design, and hopefully it will work. If it doesn't work, we might have to look at these feature lines that I just drew, since I can't really change the slopes, and raise and lower the elevations of the entire thing to make sure that we are within the criteria. Hopefully that's not the case in this project in particular. We'll check it on the next video.